Stephanie Kakooza with a very beautiful voice. Omanyi, tuwaye tumubuuza ebibuuzo behind the curtain. Na ye jemigwelede ng'era tulaba line yemu. Say hi to our viewers.
Hello viewers. Yeah, I'm right here in flesh on the show.
So how have you been doing?
I've been doing okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been doing good.
Yeah. Behind the scene, katika nshinga kakomia a little. There's a gospel artist called Brenda Jakira. So I'm wondering whether she was your sister or because you share the same voice and.
Yeah. Oh, Brenda is a long time friend.
Okay.
Brenda, yeah, which met at church, you know. And
you go to the same church?
Yeah.
Okay.
We used to go to the same. We go to the same church. And I think in those interactions, you know, we got close since we're in the same choir and all that. So yeah.
Now I see the voice.
Yeah, the same choir.
So how is this industry?
The
gospel industry, yes.
The gospel industry is okay to me. Yeah.
Because our typical discussion today, we're going to be discussing about the challenges in this industry. You know, there's one person called the Lanek. Do you know Lanek? Do you hear Lanek?
Maybe I could be knowing the song, but the artist, yeah.
But do you know Lanek?
No.
Lanek calls himself the president of gospel artists in Uganda.
Okay.
So it's one of the challenges of gospel industry. Every time gospel artists do make concerts, he comes out and talks ill about them. They flop, they do what. So do we still have successful concerts in gospel industry? Let's look at that.
Well, I would think it all starts from the preparation, mobilization stages, resource mobilization stages at the time. Because and the target people that you're looking at, the kind of team you have, the kind of mentorship you have, there is so much input to have a successful concert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, before a concert, there's a lot of things that are supposed to be done, right from studio, promotion, and then up to the concert. We've had a number of artists, especially female artists, who have issues with producers. They pay the producers, but they delay to deliver their songs. Then there are those that ask for other things in kind. Have you faced such challenges?
Well, no, I've not faced those challenges. I think
the producer is a good one.
Yeah, maybe. Well, let me see. Generally in life, we face challenges everywhere, business, in what we do, So I think this is something not new that females face. But I would think it all starts back to how did you get this producer? Who recommended this producer? How is his history like? You know, and when you're working with him, what are the terms? You know, there's so much in the background for you to consider, or while you are working with the producer, where they delaying probably its payment terms and all that. So there is so much. It's just about how you manage it, and yeah.
With that, we can also talk about. I've had some producers. We're starting with producers. You go to a studio, they make a song. You pay for it, then on time of delivery, the producer says, your song lacks something. You need to get money, and we add in a guitar, or we add in this. So have you faced such challenges?
I've not faced those challenges, to be honest, because when these songs are, when I'm conceptualizing these songs, I know what I want. I want a guitar here, I don't want it here, I want a bass guitar here, I want the drums here, I want this, that. So I think even when my producer was like, for you already you have everything in. And so we also agree, like, I advise probably you can reduce on this, you know, at the end of the day, it's me who makes a decision on how to go about it.
Well, it is because you are a worshiper and you've been in worship team, so you know music more. But we have these young upcoming artists who are not in worship team, but they just woke up. I'm like, I think I know how to sing. I think I can hit the studio. So then they go into the studio, they come up with words, and then it's the producer to do everything right from scratch, and then offer to you. So sometimes when the time of delivery reaches, they're like, no, you think you need to get maybe a saxophone here, you need to get this. So that's all money on top of what you had paid initially and what you had agreed initially. So that is one of the key challenges. And then it comes to videography. What challenges have you faced in videography?
For videography, I could say, really, I think also it's the same thing as the producer. You need to have a concept that you're going to work with. Now for this video I've just produced, I already imagined myself being alone in this video. There was no one else. So when the opportunity came to have a video, already it's like I was ready for it. It's like I just need a makeup person and the video person.
Only.
Yeah, and a venue, you know, get in the car, we go, and yeah. So what do you want, what do you conceptualize, then the videographer can advise you on how to approach it best or what. So yeah.
You're a good one. You don't give these guys hard time. But we've seen producers, video producers, who are like, send me a song. You send them their song, your song. You already have your idea, you have everything that you want to do. Then they tell you, in this video you will need this, you will need this, you will need this. And then it changes the whole picture of the video. So we've seen such challenges. What advice do you give to the artists who face such challenges?
I think I would say number one, know what exactly you want. Why are you singing? Why are you doing the video? Why are you producing the song? What's the objective? What's the target? What kind of people are you targeting? And in the season that you want to target, you know, have a plan before you get to the producer or the videographer. Once you know that, then you get referrals, people that can refer you to the good producers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
I'm now taking you process by process. We started with audio, we came to video, now we are into promotion. Everything is out.
Yes.
Now we're into promotion. There are many challenges that you artists face in the promotion of your music. What are those challenges? Are we part of the challenges as the presenters and the media personalities, or the challenges are general?
I would think in promotion, the challenge would be on which people are promoting your music. Once the song is out, you can receive people that are fake or it's a fraud, you know, people that have also different intentions, because also a promoter is targeting something, okay? So I would think that if the promoter is in line with what you want or what you achieve, and they are committed to getting to that direction, so you know, you can have it. That time, we need to take time in finding out all the promotion methods and the people that we actually need who are authentic enough to enable us or support us.
Do we have serious promotional brands in the gospel industry? You see, Secular has those of Songs Avenue and other brands that push their music. So in the gospel industry, do you think we have some serious brands that can push gospel artists to where they want to reach?
Well, I don't think they are there, to be honest. However, I would think that if, for example, if I look at a church setting or a ministry setting, if they have an objective of promoting gospel music, they can probably initiate to create those structures at their level and be able to push someone's song that is probably from their church or from ministry or from someone who has related objectives with the church. I would think that if we were to mold such a structure, it would come from a church setting, in my opinion, yes.
I think that's a beautiful one. We've seen gospel artists who we call gospel artists, but in church they're not there. They're not in church, and they are looking for promoters out there. Then their money is eaten. So we've talked about getting a church being part of your promotion brand, so that the church pushes you or gets a structure, maybe your reverend, or when he's in the pulpit, your pastor, he mentions you. Please support our girls, support our girl, and they give you platform in church. We don't have such platforms nowadays.
Yeah, they are not there, but that's an idea that I would think if we're looking at getting an organization or an agency to promote gospel music, I would think that it would have to start from the church. From the church? Yeah, from the church setting. Because by the time someone comes out as a gospel artist, they have been mentored through a church. True. You know, by pastors, by preachers, or, you know, whatsoever. So that's what I would think that...
There's one gospel artist I asked the kind of question. Then she was like, the reason why we don't want to tie ourselves to a particular church is because pastors have their issues. So it may be sometimes hard for us to go and minister to a particular audience because of maybe that pastor has issues with my pastor. So they prefer to be neutral there, so that whoever calls them, they just go. Is it good for an artist to do something like that?
Well, I would think that it's good and also not good, depending on who you have engaged before you go to that other church. How have you engaged your pastor, your mentors, or your advisors on how to go about it? Is it worth it? You know, is it in line with your personal goals, you know, as far as how God has led you? If it feel it's not working and you've measured the weights, probably it's not worth going there. If you feel like it's worth it or something, maybe you could go there. So I would think you need to consider many factors, I guess.
Okay. Now we are into concerts. We've seen many rising stars after making one hit.
Yeah.
We don't like here. We don't call them upcoming. We call them rising stars. So after making maybe one hit, and then the next thing they think about is a concert, and they only have one hit, one song, and that song is maybe known in a particular location, and they want to have a concert in a stadium kind of setting, or in a big outdoor place. So what advice would you give to them? Should they start it at a church level, maybe call for a baby worship evening, and then they do that, or they do their own preparation and have it?
Well, I would think that I believe that every gospel artist is called, depending on who called you to, you know, to get into that direction. So that same force is the one that could tell you either start a concert, depending on the objectives personally that you have, you know, like that. But I would say that if you want to make a concert, of course you must have so many songs, you know, to present to the people, to get the feel of what you have to deliver. Generally, so deciding to go for a concert is more of a personal initiative, and there is an objective that you have as a person that you would want to achieve. I've seen artists having concerts to raise awareness on a particular disease, HIV, cancer, and all that. Yeah, so I think it depends on the objective that they want to meet for that concert.
How long does it take for an artist to stage a concert? Ages, years, or maybe after a breakthrough song?
Well, how long it determins on the resources you have to have the concert, on how you have mobilized those resources,
the connections,
you know, to have the connections, you know, the money and all that, how you have mobilized the sponsors. So depends, the availability of resources and how you mobilize them will determine when you can have a concert. Yes.
Okay, now we are kind of wrapping it up. We've talked about literally about everything, but now this last thing. We've seen many gospel artists doing songs that are not impacting the lives of the communities or societies. And that comes about the way they do their music. Probably one, we've seen many gospel artists changing lyrics of secular songs or beats, and they put in their words, and then they release those songs. And when someone out there listens to the gospel song, the first thing they hear is a secular song of that particular beat. So what advice do you give to such artists? Because they're there.
I would say that, yeah, that is very true. They are there. I would think that, like I've been saying, depends on the source of the music, the objective, who called you. I believe that because God is eternal, there are music beats that are heavenly, that are from God. And also, also the devil, since we know very well he was a worshipper, he was leading all that, he has his own sources. So I would think that there is need to also change the mind and think that in God also there, has his beats and they can do work. So I think because, the influences of what we listen to, what people say, it limits us to the beats available that we can see, yet you can actually tap into God himself to give you the beats for the music.
Okay, as we wrap up in 1 second, we've had many gospel artists being frustrated in this industry to the extent that today, this is my last song in the gospel industry. Can be very moved. Probably because of all the changes we've talked about. So now they're now watching us and they need to maybe have hope. So what advice would you give them?
The advice I would say is that to go back to the place of hearing from God or being energized from God, because we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. It's not ourselves. To go back to God and experience him and get the strength from him, not from people, not from comments and all that.
Okay.
So yeah, God is our source.
Getting back to your music, you've been in this industry, and how old? When did you join the industry?
Well, I could say serving and worshiping, it depends. Recording music or worshiping?
No, serving has been a long time.
Yeah.
You're a legend. But recording?
Recording music started early 2024 last year. Recording the music, deciding to come out to record the music.
No salao.
No salao.
Okay, so meaning you're new in this industry.
Okay,
and you've literally talked about all the challenges. Probably maybe someone had to orient you that you know what you're going into. This, and I know, like, okay, I know what to do. I know what to do. So now, where do we get your music? Someone out there needs to know the platforms you're on, maybe to follow you up, and also.
Well, how someone should get the music? Oh yeah, Stephanie Kakooza. That's my YouTube. I'm the only person, Stephanie Kakooza. So you just Stephanie Kakooza, you'll get what you need. On Boom Player. There is Apple Music. There is sorry, I don't have them off YouTube, yes. Facebook.
Are you on TikTok?
Yes, TikTok.
Yeah, young people always want to follow celebrities on TikTok. Yeah.
I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah.
Okay.
Majority.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very beautiful afternoon right here with Stephanie Kakooza, taking us through the challenges gospel artists are facing in this industry, and of course, instilling hope to those who have been frustrated in this industry. And probably we know, but we know that something has been added onto your lives, and we know that you're gonna get back to this industry. But for now, let's go for a very short break. When we come back, we have the top 10 countdown. Do not go away.